Alright, so you guys, you exit the temple with Taban in tow. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
As long as we're out of the temple and he's quiet.
You guys are out of the temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let him go.
The door's kind of behind you. Yeah.
I'll let you go now.
I start going through my stuff, like checking my person, checking my ears.
Your gold's missing.
Well, yeah. I know where that went though. Check my toes.
Everything seems there.
Check my forehead.
Seems lesion free.
I can see the glow coming off the front of my palm.
It's like a very faint glow, and it begins to kind of fade.
I think we should head to the hotel.
I think the next time I grow in power, I murder that priest.
Yes.
Anyways.
You could definitely murder NPCs.
Oh, I could, but that's the thing that scares me, alright? Thugs. He knew, I'm talking to her directly. Thugs, he could have called 20 acolytes to come hold person, break out the manacles with. No, he had to have known them personally. Something was protecting them. And it wasn't their money either. So why the 20 goons on me? All I said was, hey man, why didn't you tell us how much you wanted to begin with, as opposed to making us look like fools, fumbling around for what trifle amount of gold?
Another 20. You rolling for anything? Was it like an insight check to see?
Make sure that he can't hear me.
No. You don't see anybody outside of the temple, and through that?
Yeah.
You kind of attempt to focus on it. It's so foreign to you. Like it's a power. You're used to the gods. You're used to how it feels to have them touch you. You know? And it definitely feels like that.
But at the same time, the thingy thing on my ear prevents mind control and thought penetration. So, would it alarm me to an attempt of it, or would it just outright I would never know because it would never go through?
We'll say because you roll a 20, you wouldn't necessarily be aware of it because it's a passive thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You might feel like a slight tingling on your ear.
I don't have detect mana, so I'm not really concerned with it. I just wanted to know whether or not this was a form of telepathy.
It could have been. Not that you can perceive.
Okay, that's fine. So we need to.
You guys are part of the Santium too.
They're the Greece. They were just regular. What?
The ones they were just darkly garbed and menacing.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Wait,
the guys that were trying to give her the money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we didn't recognize who they were. They were just thugs.
Mm-hmm.
So what we should have asked was who they were, but that's whatever now. We'll come back later tomorrow and ask him about that. So we need to ask him who those people were, why he's being threatened, and
in a polite way.
Obviously.
We will let Bishop do the talking. We'll come back with Bishop and let him.
If he even comes back. No, I've learned my lesson. If I'm going to kill somebody, they better not see it coming first, because clearly he sensed threateningness or something. He summoned a freaking army on me. Okay.
I don't understand that either, why he did that.
Because something's wrong, obviously. Either he's lying to us, or he knows those goons.
Yeah.
Like, personally. Like, can call them by their first, middle, and last names.
Yeah.
So, I think we should just go back to home for now, regroup, recollect, maybe grab a ruby and see if that triggers him. Because clearly rubies are a thing.
Yeah.
Taban, he kind of like breaks out of his silence and he's like, that was strange. I have not seen the Temple of God react that way to people searching for answers before.
Hey, do you think it's possible he might have sensed what touched me and just was vehemently repulsed by it? Because I would be. I am.
He definitely is in tune with the godly planes. So, I don't know. It sounds like something to think about. 19. Roll hide.
Well, no, it's only one
Except for
like
when it
mental
doesn't
check.
happen.
mental.
Physical.
Yes.
I love that. That's perfect too.
Right in character.
Okay, so Taban here doesn't know much about it anyways, and I'd really rather not press him because he seemed very impressed me. Oh, you're a different story. Though. I can overpower you. He clearly has armor.
Taban looks troubled though by what you said. He's kind of thinking about
So I'm following our guide back to wherever home is because I have zero idea. I vaguely remember even where we just came from. So
Where do you guys want to go?
take us away. It's on you.
No, it's on Vaughn, he's going to lead us back to the hotel.
We going to mine or yours?
I chuckle.
Alright, so you guys begin traveling through the city. You take different exits from this higher plateau.
Slightly
Leads
slower
you
because we're not with this
past
guy.
the Grand Souk. Is there anything you guys want to look for at the
I
Grand
said
Souk?
it was slower because this guy's not with us. It's a short
Bazaar. Oh, Bazaar. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bazaar.
Tavon isn't familiar with the area too much, is he?
Oh, he's super familiar with it.
Okay, I need an alchemy shop.
An alchemy shop.
Wait a minute. I
Where's
don't have any money.
Where's the monkey? Is the monkey there with him?
I have
Or is he just-
Juju, Juju flies off every once in a while. Right now, he's not there.
Okay.
Wait, I have my alchemy gem, right?
You look and you find your alchemy.
Okay.
I ended up having more.
Do you pull it out or do you just kind of like
I
fumble with
I
it?
do this.
Okay.
Like,
Right,
I
he
keep
doesn't
it
notice.
rubbed up. But yeah, because you used the better part of my gold, right? Well, that's fine. I don't mind. I
Well,
don't
I
need.
ended up. I had it wrote down in 4 different spots. I had 18, 44, and then 25. Why I have it in 4 different spots? It's because
It's more than that.
the 18, well, the 44 was what I got for something for being a halfling. Something, you know how you get money from
Yeah,
that?
from your backgrounds.
And then the-
Yeah.
18 was where, when I started out, but I went to the,
Listen, I was
Wasn't-
arrested, so I had no gold other than what I stole.
So I
from
Well,
wanna give you-
Sindra gave you guys. She gave you guys 100 gold, didn't she?
We gave to
Yeah.
Kaiser or her to hold on to.
If it was Kaiser, it's gone.
Yeah,
gone.
I can't remember who we gave it to though. It was
Kaiser.
I think Kaiser did take it
Yeah,
because he took the
Kaiser.
map and then he gave it to you. But he took the gold. And,
either- clearly Shanghai.
I got my 100 gold back. So
So
So we're
yeah,
gonna go to an alchemy shop.
Yes, need to go to an alchemy shop. And since you used all of my gold, I do need some supplies.
Okay.
I don't need a lot. Just
well,
Alright.
maybe we can convince the owner that the Zenton is paying for this.
listen. I know what it's like to freaking be threatened and to use threats. Let's just try the normal standard method of operation. I give you gold, you give me goods.
Okay.
I could persuade somebody, but somebody's going to end up on fire at the end of the day. Sound good?
Okay.
Sounds good.
A
So-
20.
What are
He would've
some
rolled
random
it.
rolls? All right, so Taban is very familiar with the Grand Soak. He leads you towards one of many alchemy shops in the area. What are you looking for?
Basic supplies.
And
He wanted some vials.
yes.
Okay.
Just the glass vials. Right?
Yes, not just glass vials, but also, do you think they'd have parchment in an alchemy shop?
Yes.
They can probably find some parchment.
Okay. So I need parchment, vials. There's a third thing in there. Do you think like an alchemy shop would do like a package thing for basic stuff?
Like an alchemy, like a
What are you
alchemy-
looking for?
Like, well, specifically like all-in-one pack.
Grab bag.
Yeah, he's wanting a priest pack because
Warlock pack.
Yeah, give me a
yeah,
warlock
or
pack.
scholar's pack because it's got a book of lore, a bottle of ink, parchment.
Everything you need. A little bag of sand and a small line.
Well, I was looking for
Yeah, okay. Well, so the priest pack is a blanket, 10 candles. That's not. So the scholar's pack is a backpack, a book of lore, a bottle of ink, an ink pen, 10 sheets of parchment, and a little bag of sand and a small knife. So everything you need to write.
right here the kit's tools on the 2 pages over.
2 more pages.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah. Alchemist supplies.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. And then alchemist supplies. It doesn't say what's in them.
Just skip that spot.
You love it when they literally don't provide that information. Like, tools. They say with the artisans' tools. Those special tools include the items needed to pursue a craft or trade. It shows examples of the most common types of tools.
the
Okay, so
herbalist.
well, there's an alchemist supplies, and then there's an herbalist. There's an herbalist kit, herbalism kit.
Herbalism kit just being raw herbs.
No, it helps you. This kit contains a variety of instruments such as clippers, mortar and pestle, and pouches and vials used by herbalists to create remedies and potions. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to identify or apply herbs. Also, proficiency with this kit is required to create antitoxin and potions of healing.
So how would alchemy work in this setting? Like
You're talking about like making potions and stuff?
in general? Well, I meant like to have the ability to do so. Normally, like I'm used
You have to be proficient in it. So if you don't start proficient in it, then you would need to obtain some means of doing that, like a book that teaches you how to do it or something like that. That you could read over time to gain.
I need something like that.
Okay, so you want probably, let's assume, an herbalism kit, alchemist supplies, and you could probably forgo the alchemist supplies. You could probably just get an herbalism kit.
Yeah.
And a book that will teach you herbalism.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you head to the alchemist shop. It has a marking that Tuban points out to you that means alchemy, and that's how he knows it's the right shop. You guys go in. As you enter, you can see it smells not bad, but not great either in here. It's kind of musky and smoky, like, you know, they definitely make potions and things like that here. And the remnants of that kind of combine into this kind of cacophony that kind of assaults you a little bit as you enter. Potion bottles line the wall, vials and kits and things that you need are there. And there is a shopkeeper that has glasses on his face. He's a human, and he is currently just reading a book, not paying attention.
Because I'm trying to get Cryptoe here back because he did lose that middle of the cursing. Because a lot of what his stuff was rituals for alchemy to get in contact with this dude. So I'm trying to get him familiar with it. He knows nothing. That part was completely zapped from him. So
Okay.
he just knows he needs to get back into it. So he goes and he runs straight up to the shopkeep and he says, and I quote, "What do you know about dragon scales?"
And he kind of puts his glasses back up, closes his book. Dragon scales. Dragon scales are valuable. I do know that. Do you need dragon scales?
I actually am in the possession of one that I gave to a friend that came from not a dragon, but a dragon-kin sort of, well, sentient creature. It struck me as odd because as small as it was, it did feel like it could be used as a reagent for something powerful. I was hoping you may know.
I have not tried to use scales from one who is not a dragon.
Do they?
I could do some research for you for a fee to see if I could find a use for such a thing. If you could provide me with the item.
I'd also like, and I asked him about the things I wanted to buy, like how much it would cost altogether.
Sure. So in this case, you do kind of need alchemist supplies. So we'll say alchemist supplies, herbalism kit, and some extra vials. You're looking at 56 GP, 56 gold points.
Do we have it? She's like negative.
Can we get a discount on it since we're getting all these together?
Probably
I
should roll
typically limit my discounts to those who spend a little bit more than that.
For the Cynthia? Or
We're on a quest to try to cure the death curse.
A worthy quest, I've heard of this. Unfortunately, I do run a business, though. I have to charge for my goods.
56.
I don't know how much we have.
I have 62.
Oh, cough it up, lady. I'm sure our friends will reimburse us later once they figure out what we're doing.
Oh no, you trying to molest.
I'll do it again.
Alright. So
Okay.
we just go ahead.
Oh, and how much is the fee for research?
Ah, yes. I feel like this requires much of my time. I would say just the research. Oh, you needed a book, too. All right, let's assume you talked about the book. The book you need would cost you an additional 25 gold pieces. The research... I know much about the use of dragon scales. I would assume they're similar, hopefully. If you provide me with the item and let me keep what I make from it, it would be free. If you want the item, I would charge 100 GP, 100 gold points.
I'm not making any sort of transaction on that part right now. You seem like a really good shopkeep and probably know a lot about it. We'll be back later once we've done a few other things. I just wanted to keep it fresh in your mind.
Sure. Would you like the book?
Yes. Wait, that wasn't factored into the original price. Just what we just paid for. The other stuff was just on.
Taban kind of was like, I'll buy the book.
Oh, Savant's a big softy.
He just drops 25 in his diminishing pouch. Here. Make sure if you make a potion of healing that you give me one of those.
Certainly will. I'll keep you all supplied. Though, keep in mind, my previous years as an alchemist have left me. I'm just trying to rekindle what was once lost. You know, old god tickling the brain and whatnot.
So we'll say in this case, it will take you 5 evenings of reading it. So you have to read it for 1 hour each day. You can only do that. So like, you know, because you'll get like, you know, it's like study.
Yeah,
it stops absorbing. So 1 hour each day for 5 days, and you will be proficient with your herbalism and alchemy supplies.
So we need that shit. Trust me. We're going into a jungle. We need to know about flowers.
Yeah. Good point. And so we'll say this with the book. You can consult the book for knowledge of herbs. So any checks that you make, until then, you can take some time to do it. So like on the fly, you can't do it, but if you take, you know, maybe you take a little bit of time to look at the book and compare the images, you can consider yourself having an advantage for identifying herbs.
Awesome sauce. Okay, so I think we're good with the shop. Did you need anything else?
You should write that down, son. Don't forget.
Yes.
Just write herbalism book.
I've already got all my stuff.
I need and what's something I buy again? The alchemy supplies.
Alchemy supplies. So in the herbalism kit, so you have 20 vials that are empty. There's clippers, mortar, pestle. So you have everything you would need to make things. So just assume at this point you have 20 vials and then the ability to make potions.
Our church.
20 vials.
Should have roughed that dude up.
I'm eating a kebab, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you're eating it alright.
A lizard kebab.
Okay, so you guys have done that. Is there anything else you guys want to do in the Grand Soak?
I asked Devon if he has any business that he needs to attend to around here. Any questions he wants to ask about his newfound faith?
Kind of thinks about it for a moment. I do not even know where I would start. Nobody has even thought of Wu-Tao in centuries.
Well, we're kind of away from our friends right now. We've got time to kill until we reunite with them. So, if there's any personal stuff you need to attend to, I'd say now's the time to do it.
I think at this point I would just like a good night's sleep. Time to think what I've learned today.
I'd give the halfling her time to shine, but I think she's already shown
You
enough.
want to do anything? Alright, so he leads you guys out of the Grand Sook, through the Red Bazaar, and back to the Thundering Lizard. Innkeeperless. See how that affects everything.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Places. Well, I mean, hey, we'll walk on in. We paid for our rooms.
Does it get
So, and as you guys go through the Red Bazaar, there is dinosaur shit everywhere.
Oh, wait a minute. As we're walking, I don't know. As we're walking too, I mentioned to you that we'd best be on our guard since we left. Only the mage saw us. I'm still have been worried about that ever since because she saw us, she got away, and Lich, not even worried about. That's clearly their attack dog. I'm more worried about the mage. So, as a part of the Red Robe affiliation, we definitely need to be watching our backs wherever we go. So
I forgot about killing the innkeeper.
And the passage is left open too, so you guys going in?
we do go in, but not to stay. We just look around for a second.
Yeah, y'all stuff is still.
Yeah, we need to get out and pick up all of our stuff.
Which reminds us that there's a dead innkeeper, that there's probably an open passageway, and that there are probably all sorts of nefarious creatures just chittering along the wall.
So you guys enter the Thundering Lizard, and there are quite a few guards that are questioning the. And these are Zen guards. They're questioning the barmaids and some of the patrons. What do you guys do?
I go up to the. We're affiliates with them, right?
You're very new affiliates. You don't have your marks yet.
Okay. I tell you and Toby to go get our stuff while I talk to the guards. because they're not gonna even give you guys a second thought. But me, if I go in there and linger too long, one of the maids is gonna be like, "Pretty sure that dude was charming the barkeeper."
Yeah.
So just run along. I'll talk to Rogar.
You want to go do that?
Kobe's just like, I'm here for the ride.
Savon's like,
Let's go get our stuff. And
he's like, I was not here to love it.
So,
I don't know if they'll remember us. Maybe. I don't know. What should we do?
I'm just gonna tell them what. Since we're a part of the Zentham and the Red Robes are clearly an enemy, like, listen, FYI, that barkeep was doing some bad stuff. So
how do you know?
So
They're gonna ask how you know.
because we chased him and killed him.
we could mention Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop was with us, and he's clearly trying to go sort things out on that end too. So that's what I'm gonna say. I just got that.
Should we all go talk to them together?
Yeah, but don't say nothing about killing him. Just that we saw him
We
talking.
lost him in the tunnels.
Yeah.
Should we even mention the tunnels?
No.
What do we? I mean, what should we know?
Well,
We
the
should know
Zentham
that
hate the Red Robes, right?
we overheard the Red Robes talking to the barkeep in the back alleyway or something.
Wouldn't it really earn our favor, though, with them amongst the Zentham to let them know that we helped clear out a Red Robe infestation?
The question is, how much do these lower level guards? I mean, Bishop is clearly something different. Do they know of our quest? Do they know of what we do?
Wouldn't they have a higher residing officer amongst them to talk to if we said, hey,
This is a good point.
I have information for somebody who may be around who has connections? It all starts from the first dude we talked to. And I'm very
Persuasive.
charismatic. As long as nobody's...
Just try not to insult them.
Try not to
please.
insult him.
I don't want. The Executioner's Run is not fun. I've done it twice before. It is not something you want to do.
I approach a guard.
Okay. Alright, Tobon follows.
We're kind of lingering behind.
Yeah, we're just behind you. Yes.
Who is your higher residing officer around here? In the investigation.
Who are you?
I'm somebody who knows things that can help speed this process along. I'm sure everyone would like to get away from this dung-infested heap.
Perception check.
Oh, don't fail me now. 8 plus... what's persuasion?
It's pretty high. It's your charisma and your proficiency, I think.
Charisma is plus 6, and...
It'll be, so, persuasion, it is plus 4, but it should be plus 6. Well, it's, where's your charisma? No, it's plus 6, so, what's your roll?
8.
Okay. One moment. He waves somebody over, and he has obviously displayed the same mark that you saw that Bishop had. Yes.
Do you know a bishop amongst your own?
And he says the weird name. How do you say it again?
Bishop Nukaluka.
Bishop Nukaluka.
Bishop
Oh, I know of him. I've heard he's been doing things around the city. Are you one of his group?
Yes. We've recently just diverged off into 2 paths. We're in the middle of a quest. I assumed at some point you guys would be finding out what happened here. Would you like information to help speed this along?
That sounds like something we need. You! And he waves over one of the other guards. Clear these out of here. Not us, but the other people. Like, get them out of here. And so he clears the room. They move to the sides to continue their things.
I beckon him over to the secret tunnel so that we went into that barkeep.
Alright, so they move. He knows where you're leading at this point because they've discovered the tunnel. Yes, this tunnel.
Don't you worry about it. It'll be okay. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Well, initial spell it. Me and my friends, Bishop leading us, were in the middle of trying to find answers, and we were almost sold out by the barkeep of this very place working for the Red Robes.
The barkeep was working for the Red.
I don't think he knew he was, but he was nonetheless, and in the process has sold out many people, which us would have been. in the form of conversion for the Red Robes. We don't know how, why, when, or what, but we almost lost our lives in that tunnel. Instead, he lost his own, and we cleared out an infestation in the process.
We found the bodies of the innkeeper and the rest of those red robe thugs. We weren't sure what had transpired. I appreciate you shedding light on this matter.
More importantly, you should know that there was a very disgusting and powerful mage in there that got away and is probably watching this very place right now, so you and yours are all obviously in grave peril. We only came back because our stuff is here and we need more clues.
I appreciate the information. I will get this information to Azon as soon as I can.
Did you say Bishop died?
No.
No.
I said Bishop was the guy.
Bishop fell,
I said
unfortunately.
Oh,
Bishop
I
was
mentioned
the
that
guy.
Bishop did kind of fall on his face a few times in the dark tunnel. Humans.
I'll make sure if Bishop hasn't already told Azon, I will make sure that Azon finds out about this. If you'd like to go to your rooms, we haven't searched them yet, but if you mark out which room is yours, we'll make sure not to. I understand if you don't want to stay here for the evening.
If we do, I presume there will still be guards around here, or will you guys be ending it?
We'll be here for a while yet. We have many to speak with. There were so many people in here today during the races, and we know, I mean, the innkeeper being involved definitely changes things a bit. We just thought he was murdered.
I roll a perception check or an investigation in order to see if he's lying.
Insight check.
It's a 14.
Insight. I don't know what I'm rolling +4.
Intelligence.
It's in
wisdom.
alphabetical order, so it's +6.
So
20. Yeah. Seems pretty forthright. Seems like he's just doing his job because the Zentan do guard duty around here.
Alright, cool. I was making sure because I want to make sure we sleep peacefully. Alright, so I say thank you. I ask to definitely keep eyes peeled since we will be staying here because it is safer in numbers. Obviously, that's just going to draw more attention to the area. You may see shady and unprecedented things. Keep an eye out, and they will be coming back this way to make sure all paths are sealed, I'm sure. And I walk back up with them to where they are.
Is there any information that either of the rest of you want me to provide? Alright. So they allow you to go to your rooms if you
It's like a
like.
pat him on the head. It's like, I like this.
It was the alcohol. It turned me into Perry Mason.
Alright, cool. So you guys head up the stairs? Okay. So you head up the stairs.
On the way, we tell them to bring us dinner. We order.
So you kind of just shout it out.
No, I mean, tell them
There's nobody that
The
makes
barmaids.
food.
Barmaids.
Are they? Are they?
They're not currently making it, but they still do run a business. So
Oh,
you assume
okay.
at some point in the night they're kind of like, okay.
Oh, so
you
it's
know.
not shut down. It's just.
It's shut down, but you guys are you talked to the guards, you did something. So
Okay,
you
cool.
get special treatment.
We get food.
All right, so
He gets nothing.
you guys,
Okay.
as you walk up the stairs towards your room, you can see outside of one of the rooms, kind of floating around in front of the door. There's like this weird creature. It's not in front of your room or anything. It's in one of the other ones. It kind of like is like tapping at the door, like kind of like a bug trying to get in. And roll a nature check in your case.
18.
That's high. Plus your nature's probably pretty high.
It runs the fuck away from her. She's
Yeah.
like, no!
Actually, I don't have. Which one would nature be?
It's I think it's
Intelligence.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if
So
you're
be
proficient
21.
in it, 21. Okay.
Break off.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
This is a
He's
pseudo
23.
dragon. So it's like a little fake creature that kind of looks like a dragon.
Okay.
Be 23.
Okay, what are you doing?
Does the barkeep have a room of his own?
You would assume, especially because he was the proprietor, he probably has one somewhere.
I go searching for it.
How do you search for it?
I roll. Intuition, I guess.
I have
All right,
a
go
net.
for
Can I catch the dragon?
You want to try to?
Catch me!
Okay, so roll a. I think you roll a ranged attack with that. So do a ranged attack with the net, but you go ahead and roll.
I could just have some guard, couldn't I?
11. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you can go try and ask him if you want. You rolled 11?
yeah.
Yeah, in this case, it kind of flies right past him, and he just kind of and just keeps bumping at the door to try to get in.
Really, we need to do that. That's an 8.
So you go down to try and convince the guard to tell you where the innkeeper's room is?
Yeah.
I appreciate your information. This investigation, though, has been underway for quite a while. I assure you we have it well within our hands.
Tell him to pay attention for odd-shaped stuff.
Sounds good, I understand.
Okay, bye-bye.
If
For
this
now.
little dragon is pecking on the door
Mhm.
and nobody's answering the door, there's a reason.
Well, go open the door, silly.
Alright.
What's the worst that can happen?
You try to open the door? Alright, it's locked.
Wow. Oh
Yes,
no.
these two.
Oh no, he has these.
Tamon's like, do you want to knock?
Well,
it's just like, it's like this noise.
Oh, okay, so I'm not.
Alright,
Just a moment.
16.
to knock?
Yeah.
You definitely knock. So just a moment, you hear that from inside. It takes a moment, you hear some things rustling inside, and oh, it's already open.
It's a man or woman.
Okay, it sounds like a woman. Okay, and the door clicks open, and there is you can kind of tell by the way her ears are shaped, it appears to be a half-elven woman. And the Pseudo Dragon flies in, and she's like, oh, Summerwise, I was wondering where you were. Thank you very much for getting my attention. I happened to fall asleep in there during all this commotion downstairs.
You're lying.
You want to do an insight check?
Damn, she like looks right up at this half. I was like, you mother.
5,
Don't accuse her.
9. So I can't say.
She's hard to read. She seems like she's telling the truth. I don't know. It's real hard to tell at this
It's
point.
really hard.
It would
Yeah.
be 11. You gotta add your proficiency to it.
But I still wouldn't be able to tell.
In this case, yeah, it's still hard to tell. She's
You're a little closer to the truth, but not really.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you need?
I'm with them at this point because freaking the guards blew me off. I asked what her fae is. I just asked what her fae is. It'd be nice to be.
So you ask about the
the thing
dragon
that's
thing?
trying to come and say,
Oh, Summerwise. He is my companion. I don't own him. He.
So he's your watcher.
But yet you
Well,
let him get out.
He doesn't really watch for me. He's more of like a I don't want to say pet, it will offend him. But a friend.
Companion.
So what exactly is he? Can I physically touch
He's
him?
inside.
He seems translucent.
She's standing in the doorway. And, he's inside.
I reach anyways. I'm like, could I touch him?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I wanted to. I've never seen
You
something
can
like
ask him if you'd like. Summerwise, will you come here for a moment? And you just go. Flitters up there. He's high above you now.
I actually have an important book question. You may know the answer to this.
What's up?
So my old one thing, it's called Awakening. Lets me talk to things. I don't have to understand its language. Yes, it understands her language at least. Can I communicate?
Touch the minds of other creatures. You can tell them between creatures.
Is it 2-way or 1-way?
It's one way.
Okay. Answers that then. So I can't get feedback from it, so there's no point trying to talk to it.
Because this allows you to telepathically speak. So
Yeah, I mean, I could bypass language barriers, but obviously it can only understand and not speak, so that's useless to me if it can't even think.
do you want to say anything?
I want to ask it if it saw anything weird other than the norm for whatever it's used to seeing.
It kind of does, like, you know when dogs are confused? They do this. It goes like,
Or whatever, no
still
help
kind of
here.
floating there.
So I just wanted to, the only reason I want to see is make the girl feel happy that I'm like acknowledging its pet's presence. Just trying to be nice.
Well, if there's nothing else, I appreciate your help.
Why are you still here?
I don't want to be rude and slam the door in your face.
No. I meant like after the murder. Normally most people would vacate.
I've come here seeking help.
Are you in danger?
Not me, my father.
Is your father a good man?
He's a very good man.
So he's somebody worth saving.
I would think so. I would hope so.
This may sound weird coming from a gnome. Forgive me. I know I'm
Siobhan's standing behind you, fully armored.
Yeah, and he's very nice too. He's actually just been hurt a whole lot. We're already on like half a dozen quests to help half a dozen people. I'm sure our group wouldn't mind adding one more to the thing. If there's danger, something nasty going on, we're pretty helpful.
Well, it is very dangerous. I need help. I need to enter the jungle, and I need to find my father. Artist Climber is his name.
Are you somebody who can defend themselves?
My father did. He taught me some tricks that I could use to help conceal myself from dangers.
You see this guy right here? He's trying to help save this whole land of death and trying to find his divine god. So
my father came to this land for that same reason. He seeks the Ring of Winter. Taban he's still just like.
Taban, this sounds like your kind of area of stability and whatnot.
Is this something that you wish to help me with? I can pay.
We're not interested in money, but if you can play your own way, that would definitely help.
I can buy all my own supplies. I need a guide and I need an escort.
Me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 others. I won't say the other one. Sheesh. Are all in the middle of literally trying to find a guide for the jungle. You wouldn't happen to know of any already?
I only arrived here.
Okay, then that's fine. You can just follow us because we already have subtle leads that we can use.
When do we leave? And she starts grabbing pads and stuff like that.
Hang on, slow your horses. We came back here because we already had a room rented out. We're waiting for our 2 companions to finish up their end of the quest. They're literally paving the way for us so that we don't get assassinated in our sleep. I'll ask you about that in a second. Calm. I'm just trying to make sure that everything's all as so. So don't go packing and leaving up in the middle of the night. Just be ready, because we'll be here too. Matter of fact, we're literally right over there.
It's a tanker.
Oh God. Matter of fact, yeah, good point. Do you know what the red ropes are to your safety? Have you encountered them?
I've never heard of the red ropes.
That's probably for the better. Chances are you may very well be already. Seeing as how you haven't left the inn that their prime cattle wrangler was just assassinated in, they may be looking at you really, really suspiciously. So I'd say either come stay in our room or we stay in yours. But come morning, our companions are supposed to be there. We'll be heading off into the jungle as soon as they find a guide. If you want to join us, but I gotta ask, you said Ring of Winter?
It was an artifact that my father was looking for. I don't know much about it.
But it is something that could save him, I guess?
I don't know. He came here with this companion he had met. I don't remember his name. He was
tall, fat, gay,
He was a small, smelly, lizard-like man. I don't remember him ever speaking. My father seemed to think he was important.
Well, we don't know of any of that right now, so I ain't gonna pry. I can let him do all the grilling later. So if we're all in agreement, then I think it would be wise. Is your Fae
Is your father human or?
Yes. He met my mother when he was younger. My mother, she died when I was young, and my father's taken care of me ever since.
He hasn't been resurrected by chance, has he?
Not that he said he told me before.
Okay, that's fine. Then you should be okay with that.
This music's perfect for me.
Definitely. Hit the nail on the head on that one. So, yes. Is your Fae capable of invisibility by chance?
Let me look up Pseudo Dragons.
Because it would make the perfect watch. If it could only alert us with something louder than a...
He's just a little guy. It's not his fault.
Maybe we should do a whistle.
Great whistle.
They're magical.
They are. I'm sure.
Perhaps because she not hear him pecking on the door.
I still want to know why she stayed me in the whole time.
Don't halflings have fairy dragons or something?
She's not a halfling.
Yeah, she's a half elf.
Half elf, but that's I thought half.
Kind of looks like this.
Pseudo Dragon.
Wait, that thing? Oh, wait, I was gonna say that was
So
not.
that's, no. So that's a book, and that's how big he is. He's a tiny little guy.
So he's not actually like incorporeal or anything like that.
Summer-wise, he can see in the dark, and he has a great sense of smell and hearing. And you know what? So you never said anything to him telepathically?
I did. I was like, I asked him.
Oh yeah, you did
this.
Okay.
He can he? Listen.
I don't think he has any other abilities that I know of.
I roll to reach out to him again.
What did you say?
I said, flying little lizard.
Can
Tell
you
me.
communicate with me? Well, mentally.
You
so he
hear
doesn't-
in your head just a small.
So since this conversation is officially secluded between the two of us, I ask him if he's capable of acting as an alert beacon on the outside of the door, should anything come, and if he can keep himself concealed. If he's willing to even risk himself.
To a powerful mage, my kind have been used for that.
Alright, Chick, I know what you're on about. I don't say anything though. Alright, so you can contact your friend, then.
She has never spoken to me.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sure she's trying. Does it hurt your pride to know that you're not in the company of a very powerful creature, or that it's a fledgling? Because I know your dragon can care.
I'm not like my full-grown dragon brothers. I enjoy experiencing and learning things outside from my realm.
Do you care for your companion?
She has suited me so far, and has provided me with learning opportunities.
I flinch at the word suited, but I don't expose it. Oh, alright, okay, so clearly this is not a creature that particularly cares for the life or death of this companion. So, since it's within the 30 feet rule, at least my telepathy is, I don't know about his, then are you willing to act as an alert so that we can at least rest?
Roll an animal handling check.
Oh boy.
You dropped the good
I
one.
dropped the good one. Here comes the bad luck juju, boys.
Before he tries to pet it and punches it in the face.
Yeah, right.
Naturally. Anyways, continue.
Maybe once.
Where does it go?
And he comes and he lands on your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Well then, I'll go to the rest of the group and I'm like, alright guys, we don't have...
And when he lands on her shoulder, you see a moment
jealousy.
where Zendala looks very angry and different. But then it gone.
Well, so we don't really have any means of... I'm talking to her at this point, the paladin. So, since we don't have anyone who can actually look out for us, who's the least tired right now?
Me.
And you're actually way more perceptive than me and the jolly paladin giant.
I'm pretty sure I died. I'm very tired.
Well, I take the first watch.
Yep.
I think she died too, actually.
So,
So at this point, once per day you can roll an animal handling check with Summerwise.
so someone was like, "You've got a new pet."
I guess so. Oh man, Momo's gonna be pissed.
So you got
Right when you just begin to feel confident that you have a new pet, it flitters on.
Of course.
Back into the room.
Naturally. You said
The
something.
flying monkey comes out of nowhere.
He just shits on me. He's like, yeah, back in your place.
So
Alright.
the flying monkey comes out and beats
So
up the
I'll-
pseudo dragon. It's just like
Pseudo dragons are really supposed to have like really limited telepathy. Like they can only be like, I'm hungry and I like you. I'm curious, but that's lame. So
Yeah.
He's got a cool name. I mean, come on. All right, dude.
So
So
they're gonna go on into the room, and I will.
Watch the door.
okay, so you're going into the room?
Well, we're all in the room, I thought, at this point.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, so roll a perception check.
Did you get y'all's stuff?
Well, I think we're outside What's-Her-Face's room, and we're getting her to come into the...
Zendala.
She's gotten her stuff and she's following you.
20. I got
Okay, so he begins walking into the room. At the last moment, you spot tripcord across the thing. So you grab him.
This is so canon, though. It's really
You should have let him do it.
It's the seed. You almost forgot about the trap. During your madness, it didn't mean anything to you, but you're like, colored
Remember,
bauble thing.
where are they at? Are they on their way?
We're still.
At this point, it's 11 o'clock. Do you guys want to call it? You want
In an epic fashion with me and Shane leaving this place. Because I got some ideas.
Okay.
I've
Well,
got
there is
good
one
clip-
more
good-
interaction to happen.
good
So
cliffhanger.
finish it by 11.
All right. So, do we know how to disarmor his trap?